Hello everyone, this recording is on instructions on the Blue Rose treatment. First of all, the Blue Rose treatment is designed to aid in regrowth, hairs coming out of the follicles, ones we lose, and to make the hair thicker, and then also aiding in growing the hair to its optimal length or your desired length, which is long if you're using a regrowth long hair treatment. So that being said, I'll get right into the instructions. Number one, I generally tell people to use the treatment every 2 weeks to get your hair in its optimal shape after one bottle. That's the goal. That's the idea of why I put so dense nutrients in the treatment so that it will last you a long enough time. If it's used properly, you will get your follicles and your hair will get into a momentum of really good growth, and also all the nutrients it's being fed, the hair will just be stronger and it'll grow longer and it'll grow past that. We all get to a certain length that we feel like our hair starts acting funny at the ends. Normally that's from, bad combs, bad brushes, bad hair ties, not taking proper care of your hair, so you wind up getting split ends, and then as it grows longer, it sort of shows up. So we wind up cutting, and so the way to avoid doing that is the treatment. I designed the treatment for that purpose, because I do understand, as many years as I've seen clients and my experience with growing my own hair to my ankles, I understand what it takes to go further than the rate, or the length rather, that you would normally get to when you're saying it's time to cut. It's just not looking good or fresh. So the idea is to use it every 2 weeks to get your hair into a momentum until you're finished the first 4-ounce bottle. And then I tell people it's a really good idea to maintain that for another bottle. You don't have to, but the idea is that your hair is in a momentum. So normally if you stop using it, your hair will stay in that momentum, wonderfully enough, for a period of time. But then maybe like 6 months, even to a year, you'll notice that your hair is just better from just that period of using it every 2 weeks. But to maintain that idea throughout, because of damaging, coloring, and breaking hair, you want to continue using it once a month. After that way you just get into a really good space and a really good, just keep that momentum going, especially if you're desiring to grow it long. As far as just repairing it, it's great to do every month or every 2 months. And you have to feel that out, because everyone knows their own hair. Since I'm not personally teaching you or seeing you, I can't recommend exact, but what I can say is that every 2 weeks in general, and after the first bottle, the 4-ounce bottle, the second bottle would be once a month to maintain that momentum and the benefits that you received from the first bottle. After that, I have most of my clients from years have been using this. They are doing it every 2 months because their hair is in great enough shape where they don't need to do it. So they do it every 2 months. They don't have to do it as often. So the first step in using it is, first of all, keep it in the fridge. It doesn't need to be in the fridge to stay good. It actually lasts up to a year out of the fridge. So you don't have to worry about it going bad. But the ingredients that I put in there are very alive and they're raw. And when you have something raw, you want to keep it as fresh as long as you can to get the benefits and the power of the benefits. Because over time, the benefits will diminish. Even though you can use it over a year in the fridge, you'll have a lot of benefit by the time you're at the end of that bottle. But you won't have it to where the beginning of the bottle. That's just raw ingredients, but it'll still be amazing for your hair. It'll still have really good benefits. In fact, better benefits than any other products that I've used and tried before creating my own. So I usually take it out of the fridge about an hour before I use it because it'll soften up a bit and it makes it easier. So you want to take about a pea size and you part your hair down the middle. So first you're going to start on the top and the sides, and you're going to put the back. Maybe you can take a comb and part it and put the back in a clip or a ponytail. And then just do 1 inch parts and use about a pea size, and you paint it. You literally, you use a wooden dowel or a wooden bamboo stick to take the pea size out of the container, because you don't want to put your fingers or transmute bacteria inside the bottle. And you take that pea size and you press it into that part, and then you paint it, and just paint it gently, and then go to the second pea size and do inch parts all the way down one side and then all the way down the other. What I normally do is take both of those sides and I put them up and I turn it in a bun and clip it on top of my head while I finish doing the back. The back is the same way. You're parting 1 inch sections with a pea size amount of the treatment down each part and painting it through. Now, that covers the scalp area. So then the next step is that you take a comb, a seamless comb, by the way, a handmade comb, one that doesn't have any seams, and I'm going to do another voice regarding what kind of combs to look out for. You comb that, what you've applied to your scalp, down into your hair. And you'll probably get it down to about 3 inches into the hair. So maybe down to the ear level. And at that point, you want to get another pea size. And I usually part my hair in 4 sections. And with each section, I finish out with pea size applications, because you want to try to go as minimal as you can, but you still want to cover the entire hair. So I go around those 4 sections and I put the treatment, and I just use my hands and I nourish it in gently, and then I take a comb from the scalp and comb all the way down thoroughly in each of those 4 sections. After I do that, I will do a few different ways. I can either braid it, or I can put it in a bun up top of my head, or I can do a double braid on each side. But ideally, you really want to contain the hair, but you don't want to contain it so much that it doesn't have the light coming to it in all the areas if you're going in the sun. If you're just going to use the treatment over a 5 or 6 hour period, you can put it on top of your head. You can do a bun and put it on top of your head and leave it in for 5 or 6 hours. If you choose to do a braid, you can go out in the sun and you can stay in the sun, in the warmth, for 1 hour, and it will activate that treatment to where you can go ahead and wash it out. Now, I myself usually go out into the sun and then I leave it in my hair a little longer, because I feel that it is very good to I do it very practicality way, to where if I'm going out that night, I decide to do it at the end of the day, I'll absolutely wash it after an hour. But if I'm going to be home the entire day and I just did a bike ride and I have it in my hair, I'll leave it in until that evening when I wash my hair. Now, when you do wash it, it is a very rich formula. I did that on purpose because I really wanted to give you a treatment that actually really is effective. So it's very rich, so you have to double wash. And if a double wash doesn't take it out, do a third wash. Whatever it takes to make it come out and your hair texture feel great, you're still going to get amazing benefits. So that is how you use the treatment, the Blue Rose treatment. You will find that your texture feels amazing and that you have more energy in your hair and that you'll start to feel, one of the tests that I did, first time I ever used my treatment, I remember, because I used to have a very sensitive head, if you pulled my hair a little bit, it hurt. So I remember saying, well, if this is going to nourish my roots and this is what I want it to do and I want it to power them up and strengthen them, then I'm going to see if it makes them really stronger right away or if not over the second and third. So I tested it. And the first time I used it, I was really shocked, to be honest with you, how fast that helped. So if you want to do a little tug on your roots to test it, to see how it did, and if it strengthened and made your follicles stronger than before, test before and then test after. It's really good to get into this for yourself and feel for yourself if it works. The benefits are amazing because it's really feeding all the proteins and the fats together in the minerals into your follicles, which is all that the follicles need. And when you're eating nutrition and things like that, it gets to the hair last. It is the best thing to do to have an internal perfect diet. And eating enough proteins and fats are wonderful, and I tell my clients that all the time. But sometimes your organs are needing more at times, and it just doesn't get up to the hair, and the hair gets the nutrition last. So it's a really great idea to apply it on the top and do amazing nutrition. Then you get double benefits. So another really great benefit you're getting is this. When the hair strand, if it gets dry, the cuticle layers wind up coming up like a Christmas tree. And when they do that, they're very susceptible to bacteria, energy, and also to getting tangly and things like that, and actually breaking because they're not sealed down. When your hair is sealed, all those cuticle layers are sealed down, it makes the hair a unit and it makes it much stronger. So the product helps to seal that down and seal the hydration in. So now it's hydrated and it's not dry, and it's also sealed down. It makes the hair stronger and it gives more opportunity for the hair to grow longer. Because once you get your hair to a really long state, like maybe you're down to your lower back or your waist, you'll start to feel that those ends are getting older, and it does happen. I went through that phase when I got to knee length and hamstring length and calf length. My hair was old, the texture was a little bit different. So you really have to nourish it and make sure that you seal the hair so that it stays together and protected and sealed. So the treatment is really the perfect formula for that. It's really more of a professional treatment, and that's one of the reasons I was hesitant, because a lot of people don't understand how to use it. And so I'm really dedicated to helping you guys do it. And if you have any questions, please post below this video, and please visit my website at www.purebeauty247.com, where all the products are there, including the Blue Rose treatment, and try for yourself. And again, namaste.